Did you know your body has a natural system that can heal itself, help maintain a healthy weight, and even protect against diseases like cancer? In this video, I want to show you a simple way of eating every day that could help you stay healthy and possibly live up to 100 years or more, all inspired by 5 Japanese doctors who became famous for their research on long life. Their names are Yoshinori Ohsumi, Takayuki Teruya, Shigeaki Hinohara, Yumi Ishihara, and Hiromi Shinya. Each of these doctors discovered important ideas about how our bodies clean themselves, how our metabolism changes as we get older, and why our gut health is the key to preventing many diseases. They saw that small daily habits, especially related to the food we eat, could help us stay strong and full of energy, even after 50, 60, or 70 years old. Maybe you have already noticed that as you age, your energy levels are not the same. Sometimes you might feel tired after doing ordinary tasks, or you might gain weight more easily than before. Perhaps you have tried different diets but found them confusing, or they gave you short-term results that did not last. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Many people feel overwhelmed by health advice that seems to change constantly. One day you hear eat less fat. The next day it is eat more healthy fats. And then someone says cut out sugar entirely. It can feel like a never-ending cycle of contradicting information. Here is the good news. By learning from these 5 Japanese doctors, you can discover a few basic proven rules that help your body take care of itself. These rules revolve around autophagy, the natural process your cells use to clean out waste. The benefits of having a short fasting window to support metabolism. The importance of gut health and enzyme-rich foods, and the strategy of eating until you feel about 80% full so you do not overburden your system. None of these ideas require you to buy expensive superfoods or adhere to a complicated diet plan. You can adjust these habits to your personal routine and preferences. The point is to help your body operate at its best by giving it time to repair, fueling it with nutrient-dense foods, and staying consistent with small daily actions. First, let us consider why Japan stands out when we look at global life expectancy. Many people in Japan live well into their 80s, 90s, or beyond, while maintaining independence and a good quality of life. Their traditional diet is a major factor, with regular servings of fish, vegetables, fermented foods, and smaller portions. Another helpful aspect is that many Japanese communities are designed so people can walk or bike for everyday errands, meaning they stay active without necessarily going to the gym. Of course, genetics do play a role, but lifestyle makes a huge difference. That is why the work of these doctors is so interesting. They offer practical strategies that anyone can apply, no matter where they live. Yoshinori Ohsumi won a Nobel Prize for his work on autophagy, which you can think of as the cell's housekeeping service. Imagine never taking out the trash in your house. Eventually, it would pile up and create chaos. The same thing can happen in your cells if you are always eating and never giving your body a break. Autophagy allows your body to recycle old or damaged cell parts, helping you maintain better overall health. A key way to encourage autophagy is by giving yourself some time without eating each day, often called intermittent fasting. You do not have to skip entire days of meals. Instead, you can finish dinner by around 7 p.m. and then wait to eat breakfast until 7 a.m. That 12-hour window can be very effective. Some people extend it to 14 hours by having breakfast at 9 a.m., but the basic idea remains the same. Takayuki Teruya is another Japanese doctor who has studied how fasting affects metabolism. As we get older, it is common for our metabolism to slow down or become less flexible at burning both carbohydrates and fats. This can lead to persistent weight gain and feelings of fatigue. By including a short fasting period each day, you remind your body how to tap into stored energy rather than constantly burning sugar. Over time, you might notice more stable energy levels, fewer cravings, and better control over your weight. However, fasting alone is not enough. We also need to look at the quality of the foods we eat when we are not fasting. Dr. Hiromi Shinya spent decades performing colonoscopies and observed huge differences between people who ate plenty of fiber, enzymes, and beneficial bacteria versus people who consumed mostly processed foods. The gut is connected to so much more than digestion. It influences your immunity, your mood, and your ability to absorb vitamins and minerals. If your gut lining becomes inflamed or imbalanced, you may face problems like bloating, constipation, or even bigger health challenges down the road. To support your gut, Dr. Shinya recommends eating more raw or lightly cooked vegetables, fruits like papaya and pineapple, which are rich in enzymes, and fermented foods such as miso soup, kimchi, or plain yogurt. These foods introduce good bacteria and help you break down your meals more effectively. If you are someone who cannot tolerate dairy, you can look for non-dairy yogurts with live cultures or simply rely more on fermented vegetables. The key is to stay away from highly processed products that contain a lot of additives and artificial chemicals. Meanwhile, Dr. Yumi Ishihara talks about balanced meals using the concept of ichiju sansai, meaning 1 soup and 3 dishes. In practice, this could be a small bowl of miso soup, a main source of protein like fish or tofu, and 2 or 3 different vegetable side dishes. You do not have to follow this exact pattern, but the principle of variety in small portions is powerful. Rather than eating one large serving of a single dish, you have several smaller portions of different foods. This way, you are more likely to get a range of vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. You also avoid feeling bored because you have multiple tastes and textures in one meal. A well-known practice in Okinawa, Japan, an area famous for its large population of centenarians, is Hara Hachi Bu, which literally means eat until you are 80% full. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived to 105 and stayed active as a doctor until very late in life, always told people not to eat until they felt stuffed. Instead, pay attention to your body's signals and stop when you still feel you have room left. Eating past the point of being full can strain your digestion and cause spikes in insulin, leading to energy crashes and weight gain. If you make a habit of stopping earlier, you remain lighter, more energetic, and give your body the break it needs. Now, why do so many diets in the West fail, especially after age 50? One reason is they are too extreme or too narrow in focus. Some diets say, cut out all carbs, which might lead to quick weight loss but can also leave you feeling tired and deprived. Others revolve around counting every calorie or buying expensive shakes. If a diet does not address gut health, it misses a huge part of what keeps you truly well. You could lose weight, but still feel low on energy or experience digestive problems. Additionally, many popular diets ignore the power of autophagy and meal timing. Our bodies change with age, so we need a more gentle approach that respects hormonal shifts, changes in stomach acid, and other factors. The Japanese-inspired plan we are discussing is simpler and more balanced. It looks at moderate fasting windows, focuses on foods that nourish your gut and body, and encourages you to be mindful of how much you eat. There is no need for extreme workout routines or complex meal prep systems. You are merely adding a few regular habits. Stopping your food intake overnight for about 12 hours, incorporating enzyme-rich whole foods, and staying active in natural ways, like taking short walks. Let us imagine a typical day that follows these guidelines. You might wake up around 7 a.m., have a glass of water or perhaps some green tea, and do not immediately eat. If you finish dinner at 7 p.m. the night before, you have already completed a 12-hour fast. You then eat your breakfast around 7:30 or 8 a.m. This meal could be something like a small portion of fish or eggs, some lightly stir-fried vegetables, and a side of fermented pickles or kimchi. If you enjoy fruit, you can add berries or a slice of pineapple. Then you go about your morning. For lunch, you keep the focus on variety. Maybe a bowl of miso soup, a piece of chicken or fish, and a couple of vegetable sides, such as steamed broccoli and a small salad with sesame dressing. Try to include a mix of colors, like orange carrots and green lettuce. If you find you want a snack in the afternoon, opt for something like a handful of nuts, a small piece of fruit, or maybe some plain yogurt with fresh fruit mixed in. The goal is to avoid highly processed snacks loaded with sugar or chemicals. Then for dinner, ideally finished by 7 p.m., you could have a vegetable-based soup, like minestrone or a simple broth with tofu and veggies, a serving of brown rice or barley, and a protein dish, maybe grilled salmon or lightly seasoned tofu. Again, try to add at least 1 or 2 additional vegetables. After dinner, you clean up, enjoy a short walk or some relaxation, and then refrain from eating until morning, aside from water or tea. Over time, your body adapts to this rhythm. If 12 hours feels manageable, you might stretch it to 13 or 14 hours. That might mean having dinner a little earlier or breakfast a little later. Remember that Dr. Teruya's research shows how this small change can help keep your metabolism flexible. Meanwhile, Dr. Shinya's emphasis on gut health will encourage you to keep adding fermented foods, raw veggies, and fruits that supply beneficial enzymes. It is also worth noting that as you follow these habits, you might find you have more energy for light exercise or walks. Dr. Hinohara was famous for advising people to take the stairs whenever possible and to walk as much as they can. Gentle daily movements, like stretching, walking, or even simple bodyweight exercises, keep your blood circulating, help your joints stay flexible, and aid digestion. You do not need to join an intense boot camp unless you genuinely enjoy that kind of workout. The idea is to stay active in a way that feels sustainable. One of the most common objections people have to fasting is that they do not like feeling hungry in the morning. However, it can be a matter of habit. Often, we eat breakfast out of routine rather than true hunger. By waiting an hour or two, you might discover you feel alert and light, especially once your body becomes accustomed to this routine. If you find it too difficult, you can start with a shorter window. Maybe you finish dinner at 8 p.m. and have breakfast at 7 a.m. for an 11-hour fast. Over a couple of weeks, you could see how you feel and gradually extend the window if it seems beneficial. You might also wonder about supplements. While certain supplements can be helpful, none of these doctors insist on expensive pills or powders. The foundation is always whole foods, eaten in a mindful way, with attention to gut health and portion sizes. If you do take supplements, look for simple, high-quality options, like a basic multivitamin or vitamin D if you need it. But do not rely on them to make up for a poor diet. The real transformation happens when you consistently nourish your body with good food and give it time to rest from digestion. Another helpful strategy is to keep a food journal for a week or two. Write down what you eat, how you felt before and after meals, and any changes in energy or mood. You might notice patterns, such as feeling sluggish on days when you ate heavy dinners late at night, or feeling more alert when you drank plenty of water. Observing these patterns helps you fine-tune your eating schedule. For example, you might realize you can handle a 14-hour fast easily on certain days, but prefer a shorter fast on days when you have early appointments or social events. Also, do not underestimate the importance of community and mindset. Dr. Hinohara often stressed that being around others, sharing laughter, and staying curious about life can do wonders for health. Sometimes, you can pair up with a friend or family member who also wants to try a short daily fast or incorporate more whole foods. Encouraging each other can make the process feel less lonely and more fun. You might even share recipes, exchange ideas, or plan walks together. Let us also talk a bit more about hydration. In many cultures, people often forget to drink enough water, especially older adults who may not sense thirst as strongly as they used to. Drinking water throughout the day supports digestion, helps maintain healthy skin, and keeps your metabolism functioning well. If plain water seems boring, Consider green tea, herbal tea, or even water infused with slices of fruit or cucumber. Just be cautious about adding too much sugar. If you are fasting, water or plain tea will not break your fast, so you can sip on that if you feel slight hunger pangs. You might wonder how long it takes to see results. Everyone is different. Some people notice better energy or digestion within a few days. For others, it could take a few weeks, especially if they have been following an unhealthy eating pattern for a long time. The main thing is consistency. Your body thrives on habits that are repeated day in and day out. It is okay to have occasional celebrations or holiday meals. As Dr. Hinohara said, the body is resilient, and it is the overall pattern that matters most. Now, let us summarize the core practices. 1. Allow your body a chance to rest from eating with an overnight fast of at least 12 hours if possible. 2. Include enzyme-rich and fermented foods like miso soup, kimchi, sauerkraut, or plain yogurt. Also, add raw or lightly cooked fruits and vegetables to each meal. 3. Focus on whole foods rather than processed ones. Shop primarily in the produce, meat, and dairy sections, rather than the aisles filled with boxed and canned goods that have long ingredient lists. 4. Stop eating before you feel stuffed, roughly 80% full, so you do not burden your system. 5. Find ways to move gently but regularly, whether that is walking, light yoga, or even gardening. 6. Stay hydrated with water or unsweetened tea. And 7. Keep a positive mindset and connect with others for support. If you are ready to make this easier on yourself, I have created a free guide called Your 7-Day Kickstart to Autophagy and Gut Health, which you can find in the description of this video. It lays out a simple schedule for starting your 12-hour or longer overnight fast, offers a few meal suggestions that feature enzyme-rich foods, and gives you tips on mindful eating. This guide can be your blueprint for the first week, helping you ease into these habits without feeling overwhelmed. It is free because I believe in sharing straightforward, helpful health information with everyone. Finally, if this video has helped you, please do subscribe to my channel. I share weekly insights on how to stay healthy, active, and vibrant, especially if you are over 50 and seeking real solutions that do not break the bank or require extreme changes. When you subscribe, you join a community of people who are all in this journey together, learning from these Japanese doctors' wisdom and supporting one another. Think of Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who exemplified these principles by continuing to work and find joy in life past 100. Or Dr. Ohsumi, whose Nobel Prize-winning discovery of autophagy has changed how we view cellular health. Or Dr. Shinya, who saw time and time again the difference that a clean, enzyme-rich diet made in the intestines of his patients. These are not mere theories. They are real, proven methods used by people who have maintained remarkable vitality in their later years. Thank you so much for watching and for being interested in taking care of your health. Even if you start with just 1 or 2 of these tips, like finishing your dinner earlier or adding a small portion of fermented foods to your plate, you may notice meaningful improvements. It all adds up over time. Please let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if you try these habits and want to share your experiences. I would love to hear your stories and support you along the way. Remember, growing older does not mean you have to lose energy or give up the activities you love. With the right daily choices, you can help your body clean, repair, and stay strong for many years to come. I hope these insights from 5 of Japan's most respected doctors inspire you to take simple, effective steps. Life is precious, and feeling good in your body allows you to enjoy it even more. Take care, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay curious, and trust in your body's amazing ability to thrive with the right support. Let me share one more story to encourage you. Many people have followed these principles and found that the most surprising change is not just weight loss or better digestion, but a renewed sense of confidence in their own body. A friend of mine in her late 60s started with a 12-hour fast. She was skeptical at first because she had always been told to eat early in the morning to boost metabolism. But after a week, she noticed she felt lighter when she woke up. She had more energy for her morning activities, and she also enjoyed a calm focus. Then she added more fermented foods, like a small bowl of miso soup with lunch, and she reported that her bloating went down significantly. Over a couple of months, she lost a few pounds without trying too hard, and her doctor told her that her blood pressure looked better than before. She felt more in control of her health and was excited to keep going. This is just one example of how these simple, consistent habits can create real change. Another important factor is enjoying the process. Dr. Yumi Ishihara often talked about savoring each bite, appreciating the natural flavors of foods, and turning mealtime into a peaceful ritual rather than a rushed chore. By doing this, you help your body relax, which supports digestion. This might mean taking a moment before each meal to be grateful for the food, or setting the table nicely, or even playing soft music. These small details can add up and make you feel more connected to what you are eating. And when you enjoy your food, you are less likely to overeat or reach for mindless snacks later. If you are worried about missing your usual late-night snacks, consider replacing them with a soothing cup of herbal tea. You might find that the warmth and the ritual of sipping tea help signal to your body that it is time to wind down. Also, remind yourself that the urge for a snack often passes in 10 or 15 minutes if you distract yourself with another relaxing activity, like reading or gentle stretching. Over time, your body adjusts, and you may find those late-night cravings disappear or become much weaker. For many people, the biggest shift is mental. We often worry that if we do not eat frequently, we will lack energy. But remember that our bodies are designed to handle some fasting. In ancient times, people did not always have constant access to food, and our biology adapted to that reality. By reintroducing a controlled fasting window and focusing on nutrient-rich foods, you are basically allowing your body to function the way it was meant to. This can lead to better metabolic flexibility, which means you can smoothly transition between burning carbs and burning stored fat for energy. As a result, your energy levels remain more consistent throughout the day. Also, if you enjoy cooking, think of this as an opportunity to explore new recipes, especially those that feature fermented ingredients or fresh produce. You could try making your own kimchi or experiment with different kinds of miso soup by adding mushrooms, seaweed, or tofu. You might also explore fruit salads that include pineapple or papaya for their natural enzymes. Getting creative in the kitchen can make these new habits feel exciting rather than restrictive. And if cooking is not your favorite activity, keeping it simple with steamed veggies, a protein source, and some fermented pickles is perfectly fine. One final note is that stress management plays a role in all of this. Chronic stress can raise cortisol levels and lead to weight gain, poor sleep, and even lower immunity. While changing your eating habits is a great start, try pairing it with small stress reduction techniques, like 5 minutes of deep breathing, a quick walk in nature, or journaling before bed. Dr. Hinohara was known for his cheerful demeanor and love of life, and many believe that his attitude was just as important to his longevity as his eating habits. When you reduce stress, you help your body maintain hormonal balance, which supports healthy digestion and repair. With all of these points in mind, I hope you feel ready to give these Japanese-inspired methods a try. Do not feel like you have to change everything at once. Pick 1 or 2 tips that seem most approachable. Maybe start by finishing dinner earlier and aiming for a 12-hour fast, or add a cup of miso soup to your lunch each day for a week. Celebrate your small wins, like noticing you slept better, or you felt more energetic in the afternoon without needing a sugary snack. Over time, as you build one healthy habit on top of another, you may be amazed at how different you feel. Your skin might look better, your digestion could improve, and you may find you have a more stable mood. You are not depriving yourself. You are giving your body the care it deserves. And in the long run, that care can help you stay active and engaged with life, which is really the ultimate goal. Once again, thank you for watching. If you have not yet, please subscribe and download the free guide in the description. Let us keep learning from these amazing Japanese doctors and putting their wisdom into practice. You have the power to shape your health, no matter what age you are or what challenges you face. Wishing you a joyful, vibrant journey ahead. I look forward to hearing your success stories. Take care and see you next time. Before we wrap up completely, I want to emphasize that patience is key. Some of these changes, like starting a new fasting schedule, might feel odd for the first few days. Your body could take a little time to adapt, especially if you've been used to having snacks late at night or a very early breakfast every day. Give yourself some grace during this transition. You might experience short-term hunger pangs or mild discomfort, but as your body becomes more efficient at burning stored energy, you'll likely see that you can maintain steady energy levels without needing constant grazing. Many people report feeling clearer-headed and more productive once they settle into this routine. Remember that the end goal is not just about losing weight or hitting a certain number on the scale. It's about giving your cells the chance to clean up through autophagy, supporting your gut with enzyme-rich foods, and experiencing a lighter, more energetic life overall. With time and consistency, these Japanese-inspired tips can become second nature, helping you enjoy a healthier, happier future. Thank you again for joining me on this journey. I can't wait to hear your thoughts and experiences with these methods. Here's to celebrating each milestone on the path to better health, guided by the wisdom of these remarkable Japanese doctors. Stay motivated, stay curious, and keep nurturing your body in the simplest, most natural ways possible. I'll see you in the next video.